Good morning, all my Connor kiddos and anybody else who's watching today. So, I wanted to read this book called Discover America from Sea to Shining Sea. And I'm gonna read it to you, and then I want you to see if you can figure out where the words are coming from. It's written by Catherine Lee Bates. She was a school teacher, and she wrote it as a poem in 1893, I believe. And Julie Olson is the one who did the illustrations. Okay, here we go. Here's the first picture. Very important that you look at all the pictures. See if they look familiar to you. See that cute little red balloon? Oh, beautiful. For spacious skies. For amber waves of green. For purple mountains' majesties. Above the fruited plains. Sounding familiar? America. America. God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Okay, did you recognize it? The book is the song Oh Beautiful, or we call it America. So, in the back of this book, there's something really neat. It takes you across the country on a little trip with the little red balloon. So, did you recognize the very first place we went? The first stop was on a pier in California, okay? The second stop was, does this look familiar? I thought it was Arches National Park, but it's actually in Nevada at the great, I gotta look it up, the Valley of Arch State Park. That's called Arch Rock. So that was a good lesson for Mrs. Eddy. I did not know that one. And then this is cool because it's close to us. This is the Balloon Festival in Provo, Utah. I think it's sometime in the summertime, and that's a really fun thing and they have a big concert and a parade. Freedom Festival, Balloon Festival, okay? This place you guys should know. Do those mountain peaks look familiar? Okay, that's in Jackson, and that's the national park. Okay, Grand Teton National Park. This one's hard because that could be Pebble Creek for all we know, but this is supposed to be Vail, Colorado. And this is Kansas City, the cornfields of Kansas, and this is actually their state flower, the sunflower. Okay, I know Hudson and Hallie Hill, they were here not very long ago. This is in St. Louis, Missouri, the Great Arch. Actually, I think it's called the Gateway Arch. It's called the Gateway Arch in St. Louis. Wrigley Field. This one I didn't know for sure, but when you look at that cabin and you see that the school bus is there with a bunch of kids and they're touring that site, it's in Indiana. And who was born in Springfield? Abraham Lincoln. So that is Abraham Lincoln's house that he grew up in, and so they have made it into a state park. It's in Lincoln City, Indiana. Amish country in Ohio, and that's what the Amish people ride around in their horse and carriages. Still the horse and buggies, which I think is very cool. Does this place look familiar? At first I thought this was Ellis Island, but it's not. It's Independence Hall in, is it Pennsylvania? Yes, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I have yet to go there. I'm excited to go there someday. Okay, and this is my favorite because Mr. Eddie and I just were there on this exact ferry, and we went to Ellis Island, and we went right past the Statue of Liberty, and it was so amazing and so incredible. I hope everybody gets a chance to go there. So something else in the back of this book is you can go to this website. See where it says discoveramericabook.com, and you can print off pictures, coloring pages. You can do a quiz on how well you listen to the book. You can do a virtual tour of all of the states and see what's really most famous about their state. So discover, here I wrote it down, discoveramericabook.com. There's fun little quizzes on there. So I'm gonna play the song America the Beautiful for you, and you can just tune out right now if you don't want to listen, but this is my favorite version of America the Beautiful. It's performed by the Tabernacle Choir and the orchestra, and since I play the violin, this is pretty special to me. So here it is, and you might recognize some of the places in the book. So, aren't we lucky to live where we do? I'm so glad that I'm an American and that I get to teach school where I want to, and that I can teach what I want to teach, and I can be with all of you sweet kiddos. So I hope you have a good Sabbath day, and I will see you tomorrow.